With Transport for London proposing new fees for those parking in London's red route bays, local shopkeepers give us their reactions on how they think this might affect their businesses. TfL is considering charging red route parking fees in response to this year's spending review as a way to increase revenue. Previously, drivers could park in these areas for a maximum of 20 minutes, just long enough to conduct business and then be on their way. Throughout England, the proposed budget cuts will undoubtedly have a major impact on many government-funded programs. But one of the biggest concerns for one London borough is how these cuts will affect the youth. With gun crime down 35% since 2003, Hackney has witnessed a considerable drop in violence. However, in light of the cuts, people like Nevzat Ozdemir, founder of the Rising Youth Center, are worried about what this will mean for the community. Big cuts will ultimately bring big changes to all of London. The main issues here are where the axe will fall the hardest and what effects this will have on Hackney's youth. Candice Cole, East London Lines. After 2 days of deliberation, a decision has still not been made in Julian Assange's appeal against his extradition back to Sweden. The presiding judges have said that they will take the arguments into consideration as they make their final decision. A final ruling is expected to be made by the end of next month. For CCNC, I'm Candice Cole. Since Deen Mahomet opened Britain's first Indian restaurant 200 years ago, curry has remained a national treasure. For this year's National Curry Week, we're taking you to Cafe Spice Namaste, where we're going to find out what's cooking. It's here, behind the scenes in the kitchen, where all the magic happens and where award-winning executive chef Cyrus Todiwala prepares his mouth-watering feature entree for this year's National Curry Week. So whether it's a mild curry you fancy or a fiery vindaloo, there's no better time than National Curry Week to test your taste buds. Bon appetit! The Mid-Atlantic Section American Society of Plant Biologists held their annual spring meeting here at Bowie State University, where biology students from across the region presented their biotech experiments. Conflict zones make the Middle East a difficult and dangerous place to report from. Opposing agendas, military occupations, and unrest make it tough to work without fear of persecution by powerful interests. Controlling information becomes crucial, and journalists not put in place by the government or embedded with the soldiers can often become targets themselves. Bowie State University has joined over 500 colleges and universities in the 2009 Recyclemania tournament, and as you can see, students are doing their part to help keep our environment clean and healthy. For the Metro News Report, I'm Candice Cole. Administrators throughout the region gathered together to discuss issues regarding the retention and education of minority students. The three-day summit featured several keynote speakers, including Columbia University professor and author Dr. Manning Marable. This year's 12th annual HBCU Summit on Retention, held here in Ocean City, Maryland, focused on assessment as well as accountability, with keynote speaker Dr. Fred C. Jones shedding light on the inclusion of students with disabilities. Weapons training, leadership skills, and MREs. Could you survive training at Quantico? We'll tell you what you need to live like a soldier. Straight ahead. Sports anchor Anthony Vieira has the latest in sports from the Bulldog Sports Corner. Bowie State University launched its newest initiative entitled BIG, which stands for Believe, Invest, and Grow, a campaign gala to generate funding opportunities and revenue for Bowie State University. The River Lee in Hackney has been voted the 4th dirtiest river in England and Wales. And here to discuss the issue further is Raphael Masco, a housing advisor in Southwark Council. Welcome, Raphael.
Thank you.
Maryland Senators Barbara Mikulski, Benjamin Cardin, and Governor Martin O'Malley, along with other dignitaries, met with Bowie State University students and administrators to discuss initiatives being taken on the national and state